The preseason has come and gone, and now the week one matchup is in sight. Let's get into that on this episode of the Home of the Chiefs.
Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. Thanks for tuning in to this Red Kingdom media production, bringing you raw, authentic Chiefs coverage. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on your team. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the 2024 inaugural episode of the Home of the Chiefs podcast, where the Chiefs are our home. As all last year in its entirety, you witnessed us. We are your hosts, Clinton and Shannon, and we'd just like to welcome you to this year's edition, this very first week 0, but officially season 2, episode 1 episode of the Home of the Chiefs podcast. We appreciate you guys for watching or listening to us wherever you're checking us out. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be a great season. We've got some stuff to talk about, and we're going to have a lot more occasional episodes around the season and the individual games the Chiefs have coming up on their schedule. But we just need to put it out there as well that starting next week and at least throughout the first quarter of the season, we have our fellow Red Kingdom Media co-hosts and contributors that we are going to have as some guests on our week's episodes of the Home of the Chiefs podcast. So if whoever got to see us last year knows that we did a lot of episodes like this. Mm-hmm. You and I kind of reflected, and that will always become a part of it. But this show also revolved around trying to meet people, and just hear stories and share experiences. And I think everything that we do, or at least you and I personally, when it comes to putting out content on this platform, we thrive on doing that. Mm-hmm. So definitely. We just wanted to make it clear to you guys, you're going to be seeing some new faces on this particular podcast. And we will get into more about some potential opportunities you guys may have about being on the show as well. So let's not waste any more of your time. Thank you for hearing my spiel, and thank you that you are with us as official 2024 season is now coming up. The regular season has now moved from the rear view into near sights ahead, as we have just finished watching preseason as we are releasing this episode. Yep. And we are just about a week away until the week 1 episode, the week 1 Thursday night football game, the Chiefs opening up the NFL season. So, I've been thinking about this for a bit, and I've had to just kind of pose this as a question for our kind of first episode. Are you ready for the three-peat pursuit yet, or are you still kind of lacking behind based on how last year kind of went?
I'm pretty ready. I feel like we're more prepared this year than we have been on the offense. Like last year, we weren't as prepared on the offense. But I'm still a little nervous just because it's going to be a fight. It's going to be that grind. And we're going to see them fight for it like they did last year. It was such a fight last year, and we're going to see that again. And I feel like it's going to be an experience like it always is, but it's going to be a fun experience. There's going to be ups and downs. And that's kind of why I'm nervous. I don't like seeing the downs, but I know that's part of it. And I know that you can't always win. But I don't know. I think that it's going to be hard, but I think they can pull it off again.
And you had mentioned to me that you're also very excited about the prospect of three-peating.
Yes. Yes, I would love a three-peat, and it would be so cool to see something that's never been done before. I think that would be amazing. It'd be such cool history for our city and us living through it and just being there and being in the thick of it as fans. Like, we get to be right there at home games. It's so crazy. So being like, we feel like we're a part of it, and you feel like you did your part when you yelled at the defense or at the opposing team's offense when we're on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really ready.
I can't quite say that I'm there yet. Funny enough, I know, especially the first week of us being back with our regular content throughout the week. But I just haven't quite seen enough to really be in this year's mode yet. I think because time has moved so quickly, and the last like 6 months have kind of just flown by. 7-8 months, you could argue, have just flown by.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that I've quite seen enough of this year's squad to really make an opinion. Obviously, they're the favorites, and they should be because of who they are and the history they've already made.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because you're trying to do something that has not been done before, and it's obviously been attempted but just never achieved, you have to kind of add some extra almost qualifiers in the negative sense to assume that it's going to be harder, just because all these extra odds are stacking against you as something that's never happened before. So
yeah, that's true.
And I'm not one to think that the Chiefs are incapable of being that one team. You know, we can hope and pray that that's what happens. But you also have to be realistic and put things, into perspective sometimes. And yeah, I'm lacking a little bit. I'm still kind of hanging over last year's Super Bowl because it didn't feel like they were ready for that or able to handle it then. But
honestly, yeah, didn't.
They've proven their resilience. So, I'm not completely shelling them out and saying they can't be up there and will get it done. We're obviously very, optimistic and hopeful that they will do so. I'm just responding to what we've had exposure to and what we're privy to right now, and it's just not shown me enough to believe that we're quite ready and that, at the end of the season we'll get there.
Yeah.
If we get through, 6 or 7 weeks, I'll have more of an idea of how consistent or how turned around a certain side of the ball is.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, frankly, I just didn't quite see enough out of the preseason because we didn't quite see enough from the players and the personnel and the positional groups that we wanted to see. But it wasn't all to say that it was a wash and it didn't show us anything. But I just don't think it really gave us enough of a taste for this year yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
To jump me into like this year and we're ready to go, like be pumped up.
Yeah, I feel like that too in a way. Like I was telling you earlier, I really didn't have anybody that really stuck out to me like I did for last year, like for the offense. And I'm just like, yeah, over here, like, oh yeah, they're going to be the same and they're going to be better. But I'm going to have to be realistic in my thinking too and be like, oh yeah, this is, it's a little bit different team and they're going to go into a different year and it's going to be even harder because all these teams want to beat them. So I feel like that's where we're at. And if we do like keep that optimism as fans, it's going to I feel like it's gonna work out, but it's always gonna be a gamble where, like I said, if the stars align, it's gonna happen. If not, then we're gonna try again. But
And with the three-peat, it would take several years to
It
attempt to
would.
do that again, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't quite be the same. So
true.
that's why if they want to get it done, they got to
gotta do
lock
it.
in and show that they're able to do it.
Yep.
So we're always hoping that they will get that done, but we just need to see a little bit more to truly feel like we're back. But make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media. You can rate us 5 stars on Spotify if you prefer our podcast or any other podcasts that we have in audio only. If you're subscribed on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're not, you can go ahead and click that subscribe button and like us. We also potentially have an opportunity for you if you'd like to be a potential guest on the show. You can go ahead and fill out the form in the link below, and that will send us over an email to let us know that you are interested in being on the show, and we will get back to you shortly thereafter. If you've got a story to tell when it comes to being in the Chiefs Kingdom, we would love to hear it. And if you would also like to talk about the week's matchups that the Chiefs had or have on their schedule, we'd also love to talk to you about that as well. If you're not subscribed to our Substack, we put out a daily article Monday through Friday. That's our free Substack. But if you'd like to really get in on the action, you can go ahead and subscribe to our paid Substack, and that will get you access to our paid articles and some potential exclusive content that may be releasing over the next couple of weeks and throughout the season based on some ideas that the RKM crew members have. So if you would like that access, make sure to subscribe over on our paid Substack. And don't forget, we also have a jersey giveaway that we have once our YouTube channel hits 500 subs. And if you are a YouTube and a Substack subscriber, that gives you bonus entries into that raffle. So you may up your chances if you get access to our Substack, and you get access to our good content as well. So it's worth the $5 a month regardless if you don't win the jersey, but it gives you an incentive to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, you may have seen the lovely shirts that we are wearing here. If the audio listeners have not, but you do see the link. We have these shirts, and we're also trying to get some other potential merch with our logos on it. And we're trying to get a gauge on what it will cost us and you to get said products. So for starters, we really got to see if these shirts are worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you believe that you like what you see and would like to purchase one of these, you can go ahead and hit the links, and Dale or myself will go ahead and get that started. Be on the lookout for another potential method we have in terms of getting these access to you and for you the ability to shop online. So stay tuned for that as we kind of figure things out. Let's go ahead and move on to our second topic. With the Chiefs now finished with their 3 preseason games, what can we truly take away about those performances now that we're leading up to Thursday Night Football? So for me, I think based on what we've seen, and we already kind of talked a little bit about it in the previous segment about them not seeing that much and therefore not getting quite the excitement that we would want right now.
Mm-hmm.
It still looked to me like the wide receivers were kind of the star. And at least for parts of what we did see with the starters, they were feeding Rashee Rice again. So when he kind of sprung out last year, you said that kind of perked your eye.
Yes.
Well, he was kind of doing that same thing in the second year, just we were, you were maybe thinking that somebody else or a new player or a rookie or something like that would step up, but it's just the same players being even better. So we have to kind of just take that as a win. And I also feel like the offensive line did their part and played well. It didn't look like they were making hardly mistakes, and it didn't seem like Mahomes was getting touched or pressured in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like at least the offense was getting to be more comfortable. So in that regard, it could mean that, are we back to old age where we're hoping we have to score 40 to win a game while we're kind of waiting for this defense? I think out of the two units, if the defense was the stars last year and carried us through the end, I think now it seems all signs are pointing the opposite, and that the defense is kind of lacking, and that we need to potentially give them time and just game reps to kind of figure out how they best can perform.
Mm-hmm.
Because just based on the limited starter and backup defense that we saw throughout the preseason, it didn't seem like they were ready to be on par with the levels that they were already at last year. So I think in terms of a preview, I think we got to see just enough the offense, and I knew Andy Reid was not going to show us hardly anything.
Yeah.
So we just have to hope that means he's ready for fireworks in a week and a half.
Yeah.
And that's what we're prepared for. Not worried that we haven't seen enough exposure of something, and just trust that based on what we've understood, that they've gotten better, that they have more weapons, they have less injuries, they're fresh, and they're motivated because the three-peat's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
That we could be in for fireworks in that regard, but we just have to also hope it doesn't mean that the defense is gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I think so too. I was honestly pretty underwhelmed with what I saw. Besides the obvious, like the Mahomes backwards pass and like everything like that, I feel like I was just like, I didn't really see anybody that, like I said, didn't stick out to me that much. When I was watching, like the only one, Carson Steele,
mm-hmm.
he was really the only one that I saw that was like doing well, showing up consistently, doing his job, doing it well. So kind of just agree with you that it's going to be like up in the air, but we might have that like offensive like fireworks coming out ready to kick butt. And I hope, and for the fans' sake, I hope that they come out and are like that. But I don't know, I just have this feeling that it's just going to be like the first game is just going to be like, oh yeah, it's another throwaway game, like it's not really going to matter in the scheme of things. But I hope they don't think like that, because really, a team like this, every single game matters. And the fans think so. The teams that are watching think so, because the teams that are watching are taking notes and are like, oh yeah, this is their weakness. They're showing their weakness right away.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we get them. This is how we beat them. So I think it's going to be that type of competitiveness where you're not going to want to look away from the screen at all. It's going to be head to head, touchdown to touchdown to the very end, and who's going to have the ball last. And I feel like that's who's going to win. So it's going to be a fight.
And you think that the defense needs a little extra time?
Yes, I think so. I think they're going to show a little bit more of what they're capable of doing. and this game and games going forward. But I do think it's going to take a little bit of time, like you said, to have the connectivity that they're going to have, like that camaraderie as a team, as a defensive team. So,
and now moving on to our final topic, which we were already talking about it, but now it's officially a week away from the Thursday Night Football Week 1 matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. And will KC be prepared and poised to come out strong in this game?
My definitive answer is yes. I feel like they're going to come out strong. Are they going to have trouble? Are they going to make mistakes? Probably. They're not going to be like the Super Bowl team we just saw. They've got new players, so it's going to be different. And we're going to have to work on those quirks as a team. They're going to have to look at the weaknesses they have and the weaknesses that are new, and be like, hey, this is what we've got going on. This is where we need to fix stuff. And hopefully they can do that like before the middle of the season, like they did last year. Because we all know last year they were kind of rocky. And they needed to fix a lot of issues, and they just sat on those issues for a while. So hopefully they can get those issues done and fixed right away this year.
Yeah, and you kind of already said that you feel like it's kind of the reverse of last year, where you're kind of expecting the offense to be ready to ball out immediately, but the defense may take some time. I think in most cases that's what we've seen out of history with this Chiefs team in most years, unlike last year, where last year wasn't an outlier in terms of the offensive production that we saw. And I think that they've made great strides in trying to make sure that this season does not look like last year on paper for that offense, because they are ready to just unleash and try to get those insane numbers and pack stats again, because they just have all the pass catchers that Patrick could possibly want. And he can find the fifth option on a play wide open and feel confident about throwing that ball. And then when everybody expects that you're throwing the ball constantly, then you run it with Pacheco and Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey. Like I'm excited for the offense again, despite us not having that sensation for this season.
Yeah.
And lest we forget last year that we did not see a dominant week 1, fresh out the gates, offensive performance like we've seen under other Andy Reid seasons with and without Patrick Mahomes. Andy has been praised for being very good in September and October to start the seasons when some other teams may be lacking in getting their footing. He has prided himself on being able to come out firing right away. And here is hoping that us not seeing everything at his disposal is a sign that he is ready to unleash something that is even greater than what we've already seen in his history here. That we're coming up on more than 10 years now of Andy Reid being our head coach, and seeing the evolution that his offense and the type of players that have been on his squads has been like. But I'm getting myself hyped up. I am ready for this matchup because I have more faith in this offense again. I would have liked to see more, but they were holding that in. They did not want us to have access to that yet. They wanted to make that a surprise and a big revealing. And we just have to respect that. And a three-peat, something that's never been done before. If you're going to try to do that, you got to try to keep as many things a secret as you can. And sometimes you just got to bully ball. If a play works, you're going to keep doing it until somebody comes up with a way to beat it. You come up with the counter to that.
Yep.
Andy Reid's one of the best in the business at trying to come up with the perfect thing to outmatch something else. But I'm ready. I know you and I are ready to be there in person again.
Actually yell this time and not just pretend yell like eh.
And last banner night did not go well, obviously, and it had some weird circumstances behind it. But this season, we can all take a deep breath and relax and just be thankful that we have made it this far and got the success that we have. And let's not expect a three-peat, but we're going to stay positive and optimistic that this team can overcome anything that is put in front of them or sometimes what they do to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But we just believe they can do anything and everything and accomplish something that has never happened before.
Yep.
And I think it would be a disservice to say that Andy Reid is not prepared to come out and play strong in this season opener with how last season started, but then how it ended and how he had all this time in between to get his offense back to a level that he is satisfied with. So if he is satisfied and we didn't see as much in the preseason because of that, then let's hold on to our seats because let's hope for some, let's say, 60-point games in our future.
That would be cool.
Start wishing big.
I mean, it can happen.
Anything could happen.
Yep.
We've seen that and witnessed it firsthand, this team. So
13 seconds.
Wide right.
Wide right.
Again. Sorry, Bills fans. One last time.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Now, last season officially wrapped. It is time to focus on the 2024 through 2025 NFL season. And the two of us and our entire crew will be there with you every step of the way. We hope you all enjoyed this episode. We hope you have a great rest of your week. And as always, go Chiefs!
Thanks for checking out this update straight from the heart of Chiefs Kingdom. We appreciate your passion, so please leave a like and follow us wherever you tune in from. See you next tailgate, your trusted source for all things Chiefs, Red Kingdom Media.